What up? I'm AnimalMace and welcome to a special tutorial. Today, Blockbuster Shorts will show you how you can create squishy animations like I do.
Firstly, we animate a character stopping and waving. Very simple.
Step 1.
Record your character, either as an Alex 3D or Fred 3D model. Just walk forward a bit. Stop and, after a few seconds, end the recording.
Step 2.
For this squishy stop animation, we only need 2 morphs. Yes, really, just 2. In the first morph, we squish the character slightly by scaling him down on the Y-axis. Weird, I know. Animate this for 3 seconds with a sign in and out interpolation. Of course, you can experiment with timing and interpolation depending on the style you want. Then, we lift the arm a little, something like this. We do this because otherwise the arm would overshoot the next morph. We don't want that.
Step 3.
Now we move the second morph, where we bring the character back to normal size. At the same time, we raise the arm all the way up. Animate this for 30 ticks with elastic out interpolation. Nice and squishy.
Step 4.
If you want to animate the eyes like AnimalMace, you'll need the 3.1 eyes in the first morph. Attach them open to the head as a limb, and in the second morph, close them with slightly arched eyebrows. And voila! Your squishy animation is finished. Mace would be proud.
Interpolations. There are so many of them. Linear, sign in, sign out, quadratic in, elastic in, out, and many others. For our next lesson, it's important to understand how to combine 2 interpolations without it looking choppy. If we start, for example, with a quadratic in interpolation to speed something up, we cannot just follow it up with linear or not a quadratic in. It looks awful, it looks booty. So instead, we want to continue the curve as smoothly as possible. We do this by choosing something like quadratic out afterwards. In other words, when the first interpolation ends with high speed, the next one must also begin with a high speed. John, the stage is yours.
Thanks, Mace. For the second example, let's animate a cube, in this case a slime, that appears and squishes on the ground.
Step 1.
First, we record our character, ideally a few blocks in the air, since we want it to fall down.
Step 2.
Since the cube appears out of nowhere, we scale it down to 0, no animation. Then, to make it appear, we scale it up to 1 over 4 ticks with the back out interpolation for a little squish.
Step 3.
The cube needs to fall, so copy the morph. Move the cube down to the ground and animate it for around 10 seconds. For the interpolation, choose one that accelerates the fall, something like quadratic or cubic in. Wonderful! The next morph, we squish the cube by scaling it down on the Y-axis and moving it onto the ground. Since we just had a in interpolation, we now need an out interpolation so the squish looks smooth. Let's pick cubic out, animated very quickly, about 3 ticks.
Step 4.
Of course, the cube has to return to its original size. To do that, simply copy the morph from earlier and place it at the end. For interpolation, elastic out works perfectly. Give it that nice bounciness. Set the duration to around 25 to 30 ticks. Let's take a look at the results. Perfect, that's exactly how it should look. And that's it, we're done. We wish you a lot of fun making squishy animations with the Blockbuster mod. See you next time.